I'm inside today for my video because it is really, really windy outside, and it would have been impossible to do it outside so that anybody could have heard it at all. The wind is howling. We're in the midst of a windstorm in Southern California. Maybe you've seen it on the news, and it's freezing cold outside. My hands are just like ice from the run today. Um, I was thinking yesterday as I was trying to raise money, each week I'm raising, it seems, thousands of dollars for Siempre para los Niños. And now with Thanksgiving coming up, I've got another ten or $12,000 to put together between now and Thanksgiving. And it's like amounts of money I never could have imagined before. And I was thinking about how Debbie and I used to live in a little house in Eaton, Indiana, a little town, and we made next to nothing. We had a job with no benefits at a church. The singular benefit was being able to live at this house, the parsonage, and being able to have the job that took a significant cut in pay to take the job. And I was able to go to seminary during that time. We had two little kids. But the women in the church in Long Beach that I'd grown up in would send us a check just randomly whenever they had money, maybe $50, maybe $25. And it always seemed to come at the right time. My cousin in Phoenix, Laverne, she would send me a check for $400 or $500. I don't remember what it was, every single month, because we didn't have any health insurance. And she wanted to make sure that we had health insurance. I thought about all the people who cared for and loved us in so many ways, and about the way I raise money now. Yesterday, I was talking to my son, John, who's really sharp in the ministry and really become a good administrator in a lot of ways. And I was telling him, he was saying, well, Dad, so who are you begging for money for and all this kind of stuff? And I was telling him, he said, well, why don't you just put together an annual budget, put it out to people, let people commit to it at the beginning of the year. And go. I said, John, that's such a great idea. You're good at this. Why don't you do it, son? And he, oh, don't rope me into that one, And I thought, that would be exactly the way I should do it, exactly the way I used to do it. But, I think I come from that generation that some of you may relate to it. We have that Judy Garland and Mickey Rudy type of attitude when it comes to raising money. You know what it is, don't you? I mean, those of you who are my age, that Mickey Rudy, Judy Garland, let's have a show. And when there's a big emergency, when there's a big event, when there's something that we need money for, hey, let's have a show. Remember those old, Babes in Arms and all those old movies around World War II and the movies that we ended up growing up watching on Sunday afternoons? They were always putting on a show, singing, raising money, selling it for a nickel or dime, how much a ticket to be able to get in so that they could raise the $400 or $500 that was necessary to win the war. And I've always had that kind of attitude about fundraising. I've sold Christmas trees, I've sold oranges, I've sold steaks, I've sold chocolate, I've begged, I've pleaded, you name it, I've pretty much done it as far as coming to fundraising. And I guess a much more business attitude towards it would have been probably more successful across the long run. I'm not saying I haven't done that. I've had boards and sat down with, put together the annual budgets and presented them to the church and done all that. We did that for years and years, and we've done that with Siempre. And, it all sounds so boring, doesn't it? But it's important, and I'm not saying it's not important for the long-term survival of anything. I mean, any business, obviously, it's essential. But there's that aspect. And maybe it's because I'm a deadline junkie, but there's that aspect of laying it out there. And then when everything gets desperate, just crying, let's have a show. And believing that God's going to be that great producer. God's going to be the one who's going to inspire people to give. God's going to be the one who's going to wake up hearts. God's going to be the one who's going to call them out and say, I want to be a part of that. Today I'm going to Siempre, one of my friends, Joss, who's so cool. And he's made sure that budget was met this week. And he likes to say, hey, I'm just wanting to make sure that your dreams come true on this. I'm down there to make sure that all the kids have a place. He's bringing one of his friends, Austin Keene. Austin was the world champion skimboarder. He's now a what do you call it, extreme athlete, sponsored by Red Bull and a whole bunch of other sponsors. You can look up Austin Keene on YouTube or Google him. Really cool. He's going to be down there today with his videographer making a video. Last time he made a video just with his phone, I think it got 46,000 views in the first day or something like that. And so it's people giving generously with that attitude of, you know what, if we put our hearts, if we put our minds, if we put our spirits together, if we put our passion together, this definitely can be accomplished. Let's have a show. What do you have a let's have a show attitude about in your life today? I mean, what do you have an attitude about in your life that you say, you know what, I am sick and tired of being so sick and tired. I'm done with a life of mediocrity, and I'm ready to step into a life of the absolutely miraculous. If you're ready to step into a life of the miraculous, I can tell you lots of places you can do that. Right now, I am an open invitation. I told a friend yesterday I was wearing black. We were on the phone with each other. I said, I'm wearing black because all of my friends that call me today, I'm just begging for money. And with Thanksgiving coming up, yeah, we're about $10,000 or $12,000 shy. And with everything coming up for Siempre, with Christmas, yeah, we're thousands of dollars shy of what we need by the end of the year. With everything coming up for Jackets for Jesus, with our Christmas party on the streets and backpacks, we're about, $5,000 or $6,000 shy. And I'm guessing if I were any smarter, I wouldn't be smiling. I would be weeping. I would be thinking to myself, how in the world is this going to ever happen? But instead, you know what? I feel a little bit like Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland. Now, I ought to remind myself that both of them went through some serious challenges in lives and had some sad endings in Judy's case and sad failures in Mickey's case. But you know what? That passionate call of let's have a show still cries to me. I don't know if it speaks to you. If you're ready to come away from the mediocrity of your every single day life and step into the miraculous, if you're ready to be the miracle, come with me. Let's do it between now and the end of the year. Let's have a show. Let's make sure it all happens, and let's put it together in a way that no one gets left out. No one is overlooked. No one's alone in the season to come. Hey, God bless you. Let's be the miracle. I'm going to Siempre. I hope you get to see it online.